Alright, so I haven't done one of these, I think, in about a month, so we are back at it with the best point guards tier list in 2K22 Myteam. So if you're excited, that like button down below. I wanted to make sure I waited till after the packs. So yes, Steph Curry, he's going to be on here, don't worry. But as well as all the new Signature Series cards, I'll make sure we get all of those, and we're going to keep going through. So if you want to make sure you see all the point guards through the through the centers, make sure hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all the wonderful stuff on. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And quickly, we have a message from the sponsor of today's video. If you need your unlimited 12-0 domination Evo cards level 40 or even more grinded, contact Rose NBA on Twitter. Link is in the description. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, you know how we start off the list every single time, showing you guys everybody in the newly called It's a No For Me tier. We have the new Emerald John Morant, the gold Dennis Smith Jr., who is actually one of the best gold cards in the game, so I can't really knock him too much there. But, I mean, let's be honest. You have all of these, guys to pick from, and you're going to go ahead and snag a gold Dennis Smith Jr. for your lineup? Probably not, but he's still damn good. Next is Aaron Brooks. He's got jump shot 5, which I love, but base dribble style and just all around, I'm not really, looking forward to using him. I think he can be a fun card, and he can be cool with the fact that he's just, a nice emerald. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Next, we have the Ruby Trey Young, who is basically just a worse version than the Evo that you get for free. So why would you waste your time getting this Trey Young? It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So, there's that. But all around, he's still okay. Drew Holiday's next, just all right. We, again, have an Amethyst who is significantly better, so there's no real reason to use him. And then we have Muggsy Bogues, who's a beast. My man's 5'3". And I'm going to show you guys a still decent tier all at once as well. Just seems right. Boom. There it is. Everybody out here. We have Gilbert Arenas, who I have a feeling that there's going to be some people who are going to have a problem with this one. That, Gilbert's amazing. I love him. I got used to his release, and he's great. And that's awesome. But he also has the base dribble style and just isn't a card that I really am excited at using at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I've gone against a few people in Unlimited with this Gilbert Arenas since he came out, and I have cooked them every single time. Walt Frazier outperforms him very, very consistently. He's just really not that great of a PG. His jumper is just whack. His dribble style is whack. Everything about him really just ain't that crazy. So I'm just really not into him. If you have fun with Gilbert, he's a good card for you. That's great. But I think in the grand scheme of things when it comes to PGs, yeah, you don't really want to use him. Next up is my man Dave Bing, who they gave the Peja Stojakovic jumper that set shot forward. You don't want that on a point guard. Let's be honest. If there's anybody who's using this Dave Bing with that normal timing on set shot 4, I promise you are going to absolutely clamp them up like it's no tomorrow. Dave Bing's cool, but just get Sleepy Floyd. If you're going to spend all your stuff on the exchange, which I don't recommend, just get Sleepy Floyd. Do not get this Dave Bing. It is such a waste of all of the cards that you have, I promise you. Next up is Damien Lilly and Chris Paul, both two new cards from the current Series 1, which is pretty cool. Lillard actually has the jumper on quick and his normal dribble style. Same thing with Chris Paul, I think, which is pretty cool. I think they're good cards, but there's just nothing crazy. I mean, there's a Ruby Lillard that's better than the Amethyst, so why pick up the Amethyst, you know what I mean? Chris Paul is cool, but again, you get a free version of him. Bob Cousy is not really too much, and all of these base series cards just always have only silver and bronze badges, so it's just not too worth it. Trey Young is in here at the still decent tier as well. Again, I suspect that this one may be a bit controversial to people, but I just don't think Trey is that amazing. He was great in the start of the year, so it was like a good PG to have out on the squad, but I just don't really think he's anything special, to be honest, anymore. He's got a nice quick jumper, but that's really about it for me. Next up is Diamond D Brown, a card who I started off evoing and then realized that I hated him and completely backed off on that. Just was not a card that I had fun with. His jumper was cool, it was easy to time, but he's 6'1", so he really just wasn't as good of a slasher as I wanted him to be, which is crazy when we talk about a later card. But I don't know, he just wasn't, I was not having fun with D Brown, so still decent it is. Next up is Ron Harper, who's one of my favorite cards, but his offensive game severely lacking. He is tall and has amazing defense. He is a perfect offline, domination, grinding card, stuff like that. He's amazing for it, but when it comes to online, people can very easily clamp him up, but his defense is still great. Next is Mo Williams. Pretty cool as a halfway decent jumper. Can be pretty shifty, can be pretty fun, but if I remember correctly, he has a decently terrible dribble style, which doesn't really help him out, but he's still, an alright card. Kyrie Irving, again, with a pretty easy to get diamond that is insanely better than this one. The only having, bronze and silver badges really hurts a lot of these, normal series cards. So even though he has the Kyrie jumper on quick, I want gold badges, quick for 7, stuff like that higher. Just, again, I'm not really jumping out of my socks to use a Ruby Kyrie Irving right now. Just not going to happen. Next up, Dennis Schroeder has a pretty interesting jumper in that Charles Oakley is actually pretty solid all around. I don't know, was not impressed when using the Schroeder. I did him for his, assist challenges, and every time I tried to get buckets with him, he was getting his shit sent. So, yeah, probably not using him too crazy. And last but not least is my man Seth Curry, a card who, on the contrary, I actually love. I just think, again, kind of like that Ruby Kyrie Irving scenario, just doesn't really have the defense to really be up here, and offensively, he just doesn't feel as cheesy as maybe I would need him to be. So he's a good card, but I just don't think he's crazy. And that kind of finishes off our bottom 2 tiers, and we can start getting into the pretty damn solid, where it's starting off with the Jose Calderons. I know, I messed it up. I put both the signed in here because these guys are virtually the same card. I mean, there is literally only one difference between the signed version of Jose Calderon and the not, and that is that one has Hall of Fame set shooter, and the other has it on gold. But all around, he has some pretty decent defense. You can badge him up with clamps and quick first step, and if you do, pretty damn good. But he's a good playmaker. He's going to be a great shooter, but he only has jump shot 40 on normal timing, which is a little tough. But with that shifty dribble style, he can be pretty damn cheesy and still be a fun card. Plus, he's a free throw demon, so, why not? They're pretty good cards. Next up is the man, the myth, the legend, the Sapphire Jalen Suggs. This card is gross. When it comes to Sapphire cards, I don't even think it's really a hot take to say that this Jalen Suggs is the best Sapphire just in the game, period. Like, just it. There's really no arguing it. He has the quick dribble style, he has a great jumper, and he's just all around insanely disgusting. Any limited game I think that you will play this season, you will find somebody using Jalen Suggs, or you will be using Jalen Suggs yourself. He is just great offensively, just all around an amazing, amazing card. Next up is a card that I got some newfound respect for after I played Ambush. You guys probably know who that is. And my man was cooking with this Damien Lillard around screens. That jumper on quick and the Damien Lillard dribble style was definitely great. Just has a lot of moves in the bag. If you know how to dribble, this Damien Lillard can be great. Doesn't really have great defense, but again, if you know what you're doing, you can make it work with basically anybody on defense, especially with this Lillard. And again, after Ambush was doing his thing with Lillard, I gave him a little bit of respect. Because initially, I probably would have put him down as still decent, but after seeing what was going on, not too bad out there. Alright, next on our list is the new Ruby Cole Anthony. If you don't know how to get this card, he is actually a new token market reward card, which is pretty cool. And I would say in general, the token market cards that they added this season, pretty solid. When you're looking at Cole Anthony, you're going to get the same as you would with like a Lillard, where the guy's got the shifty dribble style, he's got some good dunking, he has the Paul Pierce jumper on quick, has 90s in his speed, has insanely good badges. He's just not really going to be playing defense, and that kind of makes him more of like a, I don't know, triple threat card. Triple threat offline, you go out there and just kind of cook a little bit, get some buckets, don't play any defense just to get the games done quick. And I think Cole Anthony's perfect for that. Or if you're just somebody who has really good defense on the 2 through 5, so you just want somebody that can score at the 1. Cole Anthony's great for that. He's on like 15 tokens, which is gross. Ruby token market in general is insanely good for its value this year. So all around, not bad. And I think Cole Anthony is a great, great, great budget addition, man. Next up is the man Coby White. I guess kind of an alternative to Cole Anthony if you wanted to spend your MT instead of your tokens. Again, a card that I think is really, really amazing. Another one of those budget cards where I can almost promise you, if you're playing limited this weekend, you will either see somebody running Jalen Suggs or somebody running Coby White as their budget PG, if that's happening. It's just one of these two. He's got jump shot 80. He has a nice dribble style. He's all around really quick. Can shoot the ball pretty good. Has some alright defense for a guy that doesn't have clamps and is all around pretty damn good. Like, again, I think the two best budget PGs in the game right now are either Jalen Suggs or Coby White. And if you're on a budget, you probably already are using one of these two. And if you aren't, you got to do it. Next up is my man Bob Cousy, a guy who I ran on my squad for about a week. And then realized that he just really wasn't it. Bob Cousy can be fun, has some decent defense, but really just wasn't fighting through screens or doing anything like that really the way that I wanted him to, or the way that I kind of expected him to, which was a bit disappointing. The jumper is absolutely money, though. That CP3 jumper this year, I don't know what it is about it, but I just like it this year. The playmaking is great. If you kind of like PGs that can kind of come out there, play make, get other people open, but not necessarily score too much themselves, Bob Cousy fits that perfectly. I just don't think he's anywhere like top tier anymore. He's just good. You know what I mean? He's just a good all-around PG. So, there's that. Go Bob Cousy. Next up is my man Slick Watts, a collector level card that you get at an Amethyst, but you can evo up to Diamond. And the one thing that's keeping this Slick Watts amazing, despite not being I guess crazy on the offensive end is the fact that this dude has some of the most insane defense for a guard in the game. Like, it comes with gold clamps, all this other stuff once you evo him up, and just all around is a damn good PG when it comes to just locking everything up. So if that's what you need out of the PG and you got the slick wads, I don't think he's going to be too bad. But I don't think I've seen a single person actually use him so far, which is kind of crazy. Next up is the man, the myth, the legend, the chef, Steph Curry. Just an absolute god. Steph Curry's got his jumper on quick, which actually kind of saves him, and having the Steph Curry dribble style as Steph Curry obviously helps. Being able to Curry side a little bit, just another move to have in the arsenal is pretty damn great. And even though he's got silver badges, he has all of like the best shooting badges like in the game on silver. So while they are, silver, this guy's crazy. Honestly, one of the only, I guess, Series 1 cards that probably will be at the pretty damn solid tier, if we're being like 100% honest. Next up is my man, Pink Diamond Rajon Ronda. I don't know why I said my man. I don't even use this card. I don't have enough, I guess, levels on the collector levels in order to get this Rajon Rondo. But he's crazy. Again, like I said with Bob Cousy, Rondo's like one of those guys who you have on the squad because you want to not necessarily do anything too crazy on the offensive end, but you want a PG that can come out there, can play really good defense for you, and can get the other guys open when they are. It just slings passes around, plays good defense. If you can time jumpers, you can still green it even though it's a 70. I know some people are hating on the fact that it's a 70, but trust, if you know what you're doing, you will not miss with a card that has a 70 plus 3, especially with a good coach and stuff like that. I mean, I use MLCar all the time, 75 shot 3, not a single shooting badge in sight, and I consistently shoot like 60% with MLCar. As long as you know what you're doing, you'll be fine with his Rajon Rondo, trust. Next up is the man that I got a lot of hate for. I'm not ranking too highly, and guess what? I'm going to do it again because I really don't care. It's Oscar Robertson. Like, this Oscar Robertson's cool. He's got the big O jumper. Pretty sure it's on the quick timing as well. But, I mean, like, what's so special? He's got the base dribble style. Yeah, he has good all-around stats, but with that base dribble style as a PG, he's really not going to be doing anything insane for you. Like Jalen Suggs would, if I'm being honest. He just doesn't really feel as great. He can't get clamps. He doesn't have quick first step off the rip. Like, when you're locking in for a card with that much MT, I want clamps on him. I want quick first step. I want that stuff out there, and he just doesn't have it. There's so many PGs that I would rather have in the Demons and the Baby Demons here other than this Big O. If you like him, if he's fun, good for you. I just don't think he's one of the best PGs in the game. Just how it is. And last but not least in our pretty damn solid tier is the man, the myth, the legend, the short demon, Louis Dampier. I went against somebody who badged his defense up, and man, oh man, was he a problem for me. Still think I won the game, but he was still a damn good card. Louis Dampier is basically just a reskinned Tony Parker, which is pretty cool. Just all around gorgeous little guy out there. But you have to get him from the vault in Season 1, so most of us probably don't have him, including myself. So we can start off the Baby Demon tier now, which is starting off with one of my favorite players, Freddie Van Vliet, my man. Watched him cook a little bit last night against the Celtics, which was an absolute treat. Fred Van Vliet has the Giannis jumper, and even on normal timing, it is a money jumper. He's got silver clamps as well to play great on defense. He's just an all-around amazing PG. I have had so much fun with this Fred Van Vliet. Easy cooks, easy greens, easy defense. He's just all-around great. And I'm honestly going to say, if Fred Van Vliet was like 6'3", like 3 inches tall, that people would go crazy about how good this card is. And if you know, you know. Fred Van Vliet's a demon. Next up is my man, Darren Williams. Again, cursed by the base dribble style, but he has a lot of other things that I think go for him pretty well. I mean, all around, he's not going to be the most amazing PG out there in Darren, but he is still damn good. Has some great defense with that silver clamps, which I love to see. And just all around is fun. I'm honestly saying it because of the clamps. I would rather have Darren Williams than Big O. That's just my personal opinion. If you disagree, that's great for you. But Darren Williams is actually pretty damn good. Next up is my man, Amethyst De'Aaron Fox. This card is just so much fun. Did a gameplay on him, and I think people just don't realize yet how good it is to have at least like silver clamps and a damn good like 95 speed like this De'Aaron Fox has. Like, being able to know how to actively, speed boost out in game with this De'Aaron Fox and just utilize him to his fullest potential with that crazy speed is insane. He gets to the basket, he dunks great, that Paul George jumper, pretty easy to time, pretty fun. He's not going to be out there playing any sort of crazy defense for you, but he is a damn good, stupid fun card to just have out there to run with. And, yeah, I love this De'Aaron Fox. I think in my last PG tier list, I had him up in, like, the Demon tier because he seriously is that good. I just think we've had a bit of a power creep in my team, so he's no longer like up there, but he's still damn good. Next up is my man Chris Paul. I still think the Diamond CP3 is an all-around amazing card. He's got good defense. His playmaking is great. He can still shoot. He's basically, in my opinion, the Pink Diamond Rajon Ronda with just better offense. And so if you've wanted that Pink Diamond Ronda or anything like that, you just haven't been able to get Ronda, I honestly think that CP3 is him, but better. So just pick up CP3. It's going to be pretty damn good. And a lot cheaper than grinding all the way up to Ronda for collector level. Next up is my man Allen Iverson, the answer, and he is great in my team. Dude's got a little bit of defense, although I'm pretty sure you got to badge it up or something like that. Does not come with clamps. I know that at least for a fact, which I guess is a bit unfortunate. But Allen Iverson has the Trey Berg jumper. I'm pretty sure on quick, and it's just all around amazing. He's got a good slashing game. That Trey Berg base is just so easy to time. It's one of those jumpers that basically every single year you can almost guarantee yourself it's going to be good. Like, no matter what happens, it's going to be a good jumper. It's just kind of how 2K works. Certain jumpers are just good every single year, and I think Base 98 and Trey Burke are going to be two of the ones that are just there all the time, and Allen Iverson uses it to the fullest potential despite being a little undersized with that generous 6 foot. Next up is my current backup PG in Walt Frazier. Actually a damn good PG, mainly for defense. I just kind of throw him out there to just lock everything up. Fights through screens, bullies people, and actually is a damn good slasher if you get it going. Doesn't have a good dribble style, so sometimes he can feel a little bit clunky, which obviously is a bit annoying, but it's one of those cases where if you know what you're doing, you can definitely make it work. Just has a really slow jumper. The only negative that I found with Walt is that he has a slow jumper and the base dribble style. Like, that's really about it. Other than that, he's amazing. Next up is my man Pink Diamond Sleepy Floyd. I have a friend who picked this up and instantly changed up the squad. Anybody that says that Sleepy is trash is capping so hard and just doesn't really know how to use him to his fullest potential. He has one of the best dribble styles in the game, so he's able to just go out there and just cheese his life away. On top of that, has jump shot 22, which is a great jumper. Same one as like a Chris Mullin has, and let me tell you, it is money. He's just a great slasher, a great shooter. He can play good defense with that silver clamps. He's an amazing just playmaker at the point guard position. Just all around is a beautiful, beautiful card. Next up is my man Diamond Kyrie Irving. I know some people hate that I knock him a little bit lower, don't put him up as high as some other guys. But Kyrie is amazing. One of the cheesiest cards in the game. Has an amazing jumper and is so much better than he has been in previous years. He just doesn't have defense right now. And that's the only negative you can have with it. Like, Kyrie is going to drop 15 to 20 for you every single time he's on the court. But he also may let up 15 to 20 every single time he's on the court. So sometimes it can be a little tough. If you do find a way to, put Kyrie on somebody that they're not trying to score with, and that sort of stuff that they're not comfortable with scoring, Kyrie can be pretty great. Or just somebody that doesn't have quick first step, I think Kyrie can kill it. But if we're putting, Kyrie Irving against like a Ron Boone or something like that, he's going to struggle a little bit, which kind of sucks. But on the offense, if you know what a speed boost, you know how to move with the ball in your hands, this Kyrie is one of the best feeling cards in the game right now. It's seriously crazy. Next up is the man Drew Holiday, who is just an absolute clamp god. I mean, there isn't a situation where I'm scared, like where I'm not scared of this Drew Holiday when I see him on the court. He just has amazing defense. He has a great jumper. But in my opinion, I honestly kind of feel like Drew Holiday's better as a shooting guard than as a point guard. Because he has that base dribble style. If you use him that way as like a catch and shoot, really just crazy defensive guy who you throw on anybody's PG, he's crazy. Like, this guy is just absolutely amazing. I love him. Did a gameplay with him. I love the jumper. I love the defense. He's just all around a beautiful card. Starting off the demons here, we have, obviously, Diamond Isaiah Thomas, who, if it weren't for a new pink diamond that dropped yesterday in my team, I honestly would say still the best PG in the game. But I would say Isaiah Thomas now has fallen to second, which is still a amazing point guard. He has gold quick first step, has I think at least silver clamps, but I have a feeling that it's on gold. Jump shot 15 or something like that, 14, 15, something along those lines. And it's actually a really good jumper. I've been able to green really consistently with it in the gameplay that I did, and I haven't had an easier time going to the basket than anybody other than this Isaiah Thomas. I mean, it was easy as hell. You speed boost around with his great, I think, quick dribble style. You just get to the basket and you're dunking on whoever is in the paint. Will, the Kembe, it doesn't matter. Isaiah Thomas is dunking on all of them, and he's going to do it with ease. Card is just absolutely insane. It was super fun. And again, if it weren't for a new pink diamond, who you're going to see pretty damn soon, I still would be calling Isaiah Thomas the best PG in the game, but now I think he's just very close second. Next up is, actually, you know what? He's third, because my second favorite PG is this Pink Diamond Gary Payne. Normally, I don't sweat too hard in Unlimited and try to get up to the tiers. Like, I've been able to get up to the Pink Diamond tier last season, basically every single season in 2K21. Like, I can get up there. I just never really try to sweat to get to that Opal tier and get a 12-0 card. But with the new changes to Unlimited, I can promise you, Gary Payton will be on my team at some point this year, because the dude, there is not a better defensive card in the game than this Pink Diamond Gary Payton right now. The dude has absolutely lockdown defense. Jump shot 40 is a great catch and shoot jumper. Not necessarily an amazing, you know, off dribble jumper that you're really going to want to use all the time to shoot. But if you just kind of catch and shoot with it, use him as an off ball kind of scorer, you will be perfectly fine. Just an amazing card. His slashing is still pretty good. His playmaking is great. But if you just go and look at the stats on like 2KDB or something, you're going to be like, damn, he's got some defense, man. And you will never struggle to stop somebody again if you have Gary Payton on your squad. Next up is still a top 5 PG in my main Diamond Derrick Rose from the Flash set. This guy's just crazy. Hall of Fame quick first step, a 95 speed, and surprisingly, one of the biggest green window jumpers so far that's been tested on Next Gen, which is kind of crazy for a Derrick Rose card. It's kind of gross. So that even though he has like a 73 and not too many shooting badges, he still is insanely easy to green with because he has a massive green window. And on top of that, he's like the second best slashing card in the game. I think there's one card who's a bit better slashing, which we'll see pretty soon out here. But this Derrick Rose is absolutely amazing. If you got the MT to spare, he is highly worth it. He's just pretty expensive, so it may not be too worth it for you personally. Next up is the chef himself, Pink Diamond Steph Curry. I went against HTB using this card, and I was able to stop it pretty well, but he still was just getting open, man. If you know how to dribble, that Steph Curry can just be an absolute problem to go against. And then I went against somebody else who his whole goal was to just chuck up threes with Booker and Curry, and it was so tough to guard. Because Curry's a quick dribble style. He has his Steph jumper on quick, which still is a pretty damn good green window, and his dribbling animations are just great all around. Like, this Steph just cooks, man. If you think you're stopping this Steph from dropping at least a 10 a game, you got something else coming to you, because this guy is just crazy. And in my opinion, the best card in the game, because he still has bronze clamps, he has quick first step, and he has some of the most amazing shooting badges in the game. The guy's crazy. Is he worth the price he's going for? No, but he is crazy. And last but not least is Pink Diamond Russell Westbrook, who is just, and again, an all-around amazing card, and who is the best slasher in the game, in my opinion. I've had a problem stopping people that know how to use Derrick Rose, but I haven't had a card who has just as consistently got to the basket as that Pink Diamond Russell Westbrook does. I've gone against a few people using him, and if you know, again, what you're doing with dribbling, being able to speed boost and that sort of stuff, this guy gets to the paint every single time. And on top of that, he still has good defense. He rebounds it well. He doesn't really shoot. I haven't had a single person shoot a single jumper with this Westbrook, because they're just not comfortable with it, because he's got a slow release and not a great rating. But just all around amazing. Again, I don't think he's really worth the price that he's going for, because he really only is a playmaking slasher with a little bit of defense, which is still a good card. But I just think not being able to shoot as well makes him a little bit more predictable. Although you mix a screen in there and some nice cheesy little dribble moves and speed bursts around, and you'll be perfectly fine scoring with Westbrook. He's just, in my opinion, an insane guy to guard. So, as we wrap up the video, I will, I guess, just move all of these so you can't see it as we're doing the wrap-up video, make it a little bit difficult for people to find it. Just watch the video if you move to this point. Just do it, man. It ain't that much time. Watch it. But all around, those are the best PGs in the game, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. If you guys, some guys you want to move up, move down, let me know all that sort of stuff in the comments, and we can talk about it, jazz it up, and see what everybody's thinking. And then aside from that, if you have any other things like the video suggestions, that sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button, all that wonderful, beautiful stuff. We're going to do probably the shooting guards tomorrow, and just keep going, small forwards, power forwards, and all that sort of stuff as time goes on. So, hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure you check out the message from the sponsor of the video and all that sort of stuff. And I will see you in the next video.